Hi guys. Today I thought I'd share with you my static stretch routine for the full body. I use this for post-workout. So anytime I've lifted weights, and let's just assume I've done the whole body, this is what I would do. I also like to use it if my body is like if I've just gone and done some cardio and I'm back at the house and I have the space to get on the floor and do it all. So here we go. I'll show you everything I do from top to bottom. All right, so the first one is a twist. Always do your twist. Don't skip it, not for anything. So you hug your knees up and then bring them off to the side, clasp your hands and go in the opposite direction with your head and your hands. And every one of these needs to be held for 10 seconds minimum. Always hang out longer if you want to. But I like 10 seconds just for post-workout for injury prevention. This isn't to change your range of motion or flexibility, switch sides. It's strictly just to prevent injury, and it feels good. So why the heck not, right? So what you're stretching here is the obliques and the quadratus lumborum, or lower back, and the sides of your abdomen. And then the next one, you're going to cross one leg over the other. And then if you can lift your leg off the floor, great. If you can't, leave it here and press, and that will get the glute on the bent on this leg. So I'm going to raise mine up. I just get more intensity out of it, and then I push away. So it's a push-pull. You just hang out there for a minute. It'll do glute max, glute medius, glute minimus. So it's the whole behind. Switch. All right, that's everything. Then to a seated position, and we'll stretch hamstrings. For this one, what I like to do is press down, knee is straight, foot is flexed, press down. And that's intense enough. You don't have to hunch yourself over and grab your leg and pull. You don't have to do that. You can, if you want to intensify it, grab the top of the foot and give it an extra pull. But again, try not to hunch over your body and yank on your leg. You don't need to reinforce bad posture. And when your body's warm and you're stretching, hunching just seems to make that, oh, hunching is good, but it's not. So stay away from the hunching. Again, pressing down, if that's good enough for you, don't go any further. If you need more, reach out. Pulling back the toes helps. So if you can get to your foot, great. If not, maybe you could use one of your resistance bands or a towel and pull that if you want to. It's optional. All right, so then I like to do butterfly, no bouncing. Just pull the feet in towards you, the legs go down, but you don't have to force them down. I'm not touching the floor. I used to be able to when I was a kid, but I can't anymore because I practice lateral lunges and sumo squats, so that's not possible anymore. And it's not necessary either. It's not a requirement. You don't have to be a yoga guru to get stretched. Pressing your feet forward and scooting your hips back so your tailbone is pointing behind you. And then come forward with a straight back. Again, no hunching. Just because you can do this doesn't mean you're getting any further. This is it. And what you're looking for is to feel here in the hips. And that's going to be more like glute medius, glute minimus. You might get a little back stretch too while you're at it, but I think I mostly feel this in my hips, the lateral part. All right, so that's that. And now we're going to stretching the abs and the lower back. So I like for people to do a little bit of the cat-cow, where you're articulating your spine and rolling each vertebrae. This is a good thing to practice either through a glute bridge or this move. Spine articulation is something you can lose later in life, so it's a very good thing to practice. When you're a little later in life, late 60s, early 70s, your vertebrae can start fusing together. If you don't move them, you lose them, as they say. All right, so enough of that. Then I'm going into a child's pose with my knees out and my toes in because it's better on my knees. I sit back on my heels like this, and then I reach forward. And I like to do a tiger claw. Let me see. I like to do a tiger claw so my arms are off the floor, and it's a much more active stretch. If you've been lifting weights, and clearly I haven't, this is going to feel crazy to you because you're exhausted and you're probably trembling. But it feels good to me. It gets underneath the shoulder blades. But if you don't have the energy for it, you can just get yourself on the floor and reach while sitting back. And then a cobra to stretch the belly. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can get one of those balls for core and do a little mini back bend up of it. And I've never seen anybody not do 2 of these. For some reason, we all have to do a second one. Maybe it gets deeper in. And for all you yoga gurus out there, just know I'm not a yoga practitioner, so this probably isn't the best cobra ever, but it stretches my abs. Mission accomplished. So now we're going to do quads and psoas. Quads and psoas is a kneeling stretch. You would tilt the tailbone under. This is stepwise. There's 4 steps. Tilt the tailbone under. Then lunge forward. Then go over towards this front leg, and then take your hand and press against it. This is a piece I just figured out recently, and it intensifies the quadricep on the kneeling leg. It's actually really cool. And it's getting into the psoas and the quadriceps, and then you're also getting, obliques and some of this lat here too. So it's really a fantastic all-around stretch. I try to do these daily if I can help it. Tilt the tailbone under, then lean forward, and then go over, and then press. That's good. All right, next up, I'll raise my camera a little and move us that way. I have a little squat rack over here where I can grab a bar. You might have a door frame or whatever, that's fine too. So what I do is I just grab a hold, and this is for my lats. Hold low, and I sit back, and I let my back get stretched. Again, I'm not hunching. My back is nice and straight. And I just stick my hips backwards and hang on for dear life. And here I'm getting really good lat stretch that seems to get quite a bit lower than those quad psoas. Okay, then you can do some IYTs in a door frame. I'm going to do mine on the TRX because I don't have a door frame. T might be a little hard, but I can definitely do the I and the Y. So I'm just going to walk forward. You can do this with resistance bands too, hanging in the door. You would just walk in and hold it 10 seconds. And then if you're in the door frame, you would just let your arms down and shake them out. And for me, I'm just going to walk back into it, but you can just put your arms back up in the door frame and go. See, that's a really good stretch. That's probably my favorite. Okay, and then the T. You can do T like this if you want to, or you can do it like this. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do sort of a hybrid because of the TRX. Sort of a W. Works though, does the same thing. All right. Then a shoulder stretch. So straight arm across the body, holding onto the forearm. You can hold up here, but it's not as effective. If you hold onto the elbow, you can dislocate your shoulder, so it's better to go here. And then turn your palm towards the ceiling for a little extra. Then for tricep, same arm. Again, don't pull on the elbow, press here. You can walk your fingers down your back like that. And that's a good way to intensify it. Another way is to walk into a door frame, or I would do it up against my bar there. You put this part of your arm on the door frame and then wrap your arm around the other side of the door frame and walk into it. No matter how hard you press your body against that door frame, you'll get the best tricep stretch you've ever had in your life. And there's zero way you can dislocate. So, but yes, you can actually palm up for this one. You can dislocate your shoulder with that tricep stretch too. All you need is a good amount of pressure right here, and your humeral head will pop out of your underarm. Gross. Gross. So just pressure here is it. and it's enough. Trust me. All right. So we got back, we got chest, we got shoulders, triceps. So we're going to do the bicep stretch, which is another turn away. You would take this part of your index finger, the thumb side, and you would put it on the wall so that your hand is adjacent to the shoulder, and then you just turn away until you feel your bicep. Sometimes it's a little higher, sometimes it's a little lower, but mine seems to be parallel to the floor. That's when I get it best. And then the other side. A couple more that I like for IT band. Again, I like lengthening the obliques. And then we'll also do one last little stretch for the glutes. So this one, crescent moon, it's really kind of stretching from here to here. And then without switching your feet, you would go to the other side, and this is more IT band, and it's really kind of stretching down further this way. Sometimes I have to twist myself just a little bit to get that. It doesn't quite hit it straight on like that, so I have to rotate the tiniest bit. Find your good space with that one. And then reach down. I've been practicing this one lately. It just sort of hits a couple of things in my glutes I seem to miss on the other stretches. It's been good for me for post cardio. Boy, it seems to really help after that. Anytime I'm doing hills. And then switch your feet and go again. Crescent moon this way. Seems like there's a lot of like lateral stretching, but at the end of the day, you don't want this to be tight, so it's not a bad thing. And then other way for IT band. There's that rotation. That just feels good. And then down. All right. So that's everything. I hope you enjoyed your stretching. I hope your workout was very challenging and you have a lovely day. Enjoy in good health.